Welcome to our
Thank
world
you
and
for
welcome
having me, man.
to Road Trippin, a retired NBA player, currently the GM of the Puerto Rican national team. Did I get that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, and you're
Ooh.
also an actor.
I mean, I wouldn't call myself an actor.
Oh, you're a thespian, huh?
You've been doing some
Yeah,
acting.
Yeah.
Some
You're
yeah,
trying to
man.
get your
Yeah,
EGOT.
uh,
yeah,
Tell
man.
you.
It was truly a blessing to be a part of that, and um, I still can't believe it. You know, it was surreal to see myself on the big screen, and just to have that opportunity, and to be my first opportunity. You know how many actors go to school for that opportunity? You know, to come once in a while, once in a blue moon. You know what I'm saying? To just
mhm.
work with that cast, and the director I had the opportunity to work with, and he was the one that that contacted me and talked to me about being in this movie, and it's just surreal. And I took it very seriously. I was scared shitless, but um,
Well,
at
we're
first he called me. He was like, they wanted me to read for this part. So I was like, I've never read for no part. I'm in a different court. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I just didn't feel comfortable. And I spoke to him, and I was like, I spoke with the casting directors, and they wanted me to read for this part. He's like, who told you to read? It's your part. If you don't want to read, if you don't want to be in the movie, you're not in the movie. It's your part. So
Wow.
wow.
a couple
See?
weeks later, he came and he was like, "Hey, the studio wants you to at least read your part, this and that." So I was like, "No, I have no problem." So I read it, and he changed my character to be the one that I am in the movie, which is a sergeant.
Mm.
And I was something else. I totally forgot, but I was something else. So he gave
Something
me a
weak.
bigger
It was
part
probably weak.
After I auditioned, yeah, something weird.
Okay, first
After
of
I
all, the
auditioned,
movie
so
the movie is called The Greatest Beer Run Ever, correct?
yeah,
Hmm.
yeah, yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yeah.
How
I've had many of those. Ooh.
Well, not
can
not like this one. Zac Efron goes on a journey. He goes on a
Oh.
journey.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, never
Have you
mind.
seen it, Richard?
No, no, no. But I've
Uh,
seen like all the previews. I've read all the stuff about it. Like I like that was where it's definitely in the queue once the NBA season stops. The first week.
Oh
Not
yeah,
a lot
yeah.
of time for extracurriculars, but it's on the list. I'm looking forward to it.
for sure, for sure. Zac
Yeah.
Efron, Russell Crowe, Bill Murray is in it too.
Tight.
Oh
So
wow.
it's a
Well,
good
okay,
cast, man.
so what was okay? Two things, two questions, two-part question. One, what was the trippiest like experience of like I'm actually doing this, and like obviously the cast is crazy. And then two, explain the difference between a focus of like a basketball game and then like a focus of like a really intense set. Like, it's like you guys are like
Right,
in war zones and it's like a really intense set versus and trying to perform. You're trying to like be that
right.
individual, the same as like on the basketball court.
Yeah, well, we as athletes, we only know one way to prepare, and that's, watching film, going over the scouting report, and it's kind of similar when it comes to, preparing for a script and preparing for a movie set. So I took the same approach, took the time to really read my lines, go over them with, my friends or my wife, or myself, weeks before I actually had to travel, which we filmed in Thailand. We filmed in
Ooh.
Thailand like a year ago. Yeah, so they approached me. It was during COVID that they approached me to do this. I was supposed to go to New Zealand, and that got canceled. So, and then months passed, by, and then they decided to film in Thailand. But I tell you what, it doesn't matter how much you go over your lines and you practice until you're hearing that action. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And my first scene was on top of a mountain, and I have a bunch of like soldiers behind me, and it was a helicopter literally like landing on top of the mountain, and I was the first one to receive Zach. That was our first
Mm-hmm.
interaction in the movie. So as the helicopter's landing and he's getting off the helicopter, mind you, behind the helicopter, there's like 1,000 people, like from the movie set and the studio, everybody production, and I'm like, I can't fuck up. Can I curse? I'm sorry.
No,
You
you're
can,
good.
you
You're
can
All
good.
you
leave
You're
want,
this on
good.
here.
Carlos.
That's
You can
it.
cuss all you
Yeah,
want on
yeah,
this
you're
fucking
fine.
pod.
You're fine. Yeah, yeah. Fucky, fuck,
Yeah.
fuck.
So I said, oh my God, man, don't mess it up. Don't mess it up. Don't mess it up. So because if I mess it up, the helicopter guy has to leave the freaking mountain
Yeah.
again, and we got to do it all over again. So that was nerve wracking. I was really concentrating on not pronouncing the right way and having the right attitude. The character that I was portraying, it was of a sergeant. So I had to be on top of my game as far as attitude and everything. So it wasn't that bad, but right after I recorded my first scene, and the director came in, you're doing great, and Zac was very positive and encouraging every time I did something. So that made me feel more comfortable. But the approach was the same, just being responsible and making sure, I want to look good. I wanted to do it good. So I cared enough to go above and beyond and just learn everything that I needed to learn. Mind you, I was there for 2.5 months, 2 months, and the first 2 weeks, I was in lockdown in the hotel, so I was going over my lines and going through Zoom meetings. We're going through training, how to grab a gun, how we watch film from the Vietnam War. So we went through training before the movie. It was dope.